if we change the genre of art, right? And we talk about literature, and we talk about love and the N-word, it's in there.
It's in there.
Yes,
right?
Yes. So I think.
Do you think there's a difference there in some way?
I think what it is now, it has become
the consumerism part of it.
Yes.
Okay.
It's become so again. It's become such a marketing thing, right? You didn't. There was we've been using the words forever. We were using the words in the civil rights movement, but every song did not have the word in it.
Look, man, Martin Luther King,
okay,
used the word regularly.
You're better.
Did you hear it regularly? Was he out in public using it regularly? Was it in his speeches?
It had a home.
No, my nigga.
But was it?
it lived somewhere.
And again,
him and Jesse was talking about.
I'm not. So I think what I'm more against it now is because it's such a it's used so gratuitously.
Right.
It's used without regard. It's so at this point for me in hip hop, I think the word is. I think nigga and bitch there should be a moratorium on both of those words in hip hop because it's low lying fruit. It's so easy. Everybody fucking does it to the point that it's corny. Like there are MCs who I love, who I cannot listen to anymore because I can't. I love J. Cole, but I had to stop listening to J. Cole because I got tired of hearing nigga and bitch
as much
every
as
two sentences because he's proven himself to be such a incredible lyricist
that you think it's just too low hanging fruit for him to use those words.
I feel like with the gratuitousness that he does and the regularity that he does, for me, as an artist, it feels lazy.
Again, I think that it's a cultural.
And I love J. Cole.
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Hold on. I got to get Shannon in there first. Let's get Shannon in there, Sweeney.
Go ahead, Shannon. But Cole?
I'm sure Cole is a great rapper. I'm not really familiar with any of his music, but I'm sure if you play it, I'll recognize it. I stand with Malcolm on this one. I think that's the reason probably why I don't listen to his music. Now, don't get it twisted. I drop the bomb, when I in my house, I may say it to my, what I'm saying, just casually say it. But when I walk outside the door, if I don't know you like that, I'm not using the word. It's just very tacky. It's very distasteful word to use in public. Now, we're family. We are friends like that. You'll know my comfort level with you if I say it, but just to be saying it out in the street, in public places, just the people I don't know, absolutely not. And I don't want to hear it in every song like Malcolm, like every single song. Like, let's look in the dictionary and find another word. There's another way to say what we're trying to say. Let's be creative here. I'm just tired of it. It's just over and over and over. And that's all.
Cole?
So white people can't be ghostwriters.
I don't know who Cole is.
Right? Can you
imagine?
Cole? A white person can't be a ghostwriter then. That's what that means. Because if a white person had used, like, look, go ahead and say this.
A white person can be a ghostwriter without having to say the word.
White person,
they gonna put an N-word.
Hold on. If a white person hands you a sheet of paper with the word nigga on it, you gonna turn around and punch him, ain't you?
My question again, Cole? He can't listen to Cole because he said that Cole uses the word over and over. Like Cole?
Yeah, yeah. I can see that from J. Cole. Because
J. Cole, have y'all listened to J. Cole? What?
Now I'm gonna listen to him. I'm gonna see.
Well, I mean, I think he's talking about like the radio, his popular songs. Like, it's a couple of them where I'm like, did he say that 3 times in the same sentence? But I get what he's saying, but I also get what you're saying. Like, you can't pick and choose. Like, as an artist as a whole, that's the least person he need to be worried about. But he said that's somebody that he liked that he can't listen to anymore. So there's worse people out there.
What's crazy? Out of all the stuff black people could have became unified on and took back and and protect it. We chose the word nigga instead of economy.
We unified around a lot of stuff.
It's a lot of stuff.
And we are here to
If
finish.
y'all
come
think
on,
that
man.
Shit be
that's
so
all,
disrespectful.
then
The
there's a
fucking
problem.
arguments y'all make, like y'all just
Right, this is-
super.
I'm just saying, y'all don't see
And
that. Like
these same motherfuckers that say, "Oh, there's no such thing as black
hold
culture."
on.
That's
So
disrespectful.
we
Black
could be
culture,
unified. We can
that's
be unified on the
disrespectful.
N-word.
Then had a nerve
on
say
We are
and be like, "Well,
unified
white
right
people should be able
now.
to say it
Y'all
because
Oh, yeah,
X,
one
Y,
mic, y'all. One mic. They can't hear us.
fuck that." That's the main reason why y'all say this. We just need to forget about slavery shit. Everybody else can protect themselves, draw cultural gates, and do all those things. The moment Black Americans decide to do that shit, it's a huge fucking problem because everybody and their mama feel that they entitled to enact, pretend, cosplay Black American culture, and then turn around and say, "No, that's everybody's culture. It's not just yours." That's the main reason that these motherfuckers want to say nigga now, and then pretend like it ain't no fucking culture. Like, this is some bullshit. We need to have been drew the fucking lines around the shit. It don't mean nobody's wrong, right? This is what we do. Don't come over here and tell us what the fuck we gonna do with our shit. Do what you gonna do with your shit.
You
With
can do whatever
your
you want to
thing.
do on that side.
Don't come tell us about our thing. I don't go to no other community and try and dictate how that shit work. I don't go to no other community and comment on their music. I don't go over to no other community and be thinking about none of the shit. I don't want to live around no other community. I'm not. Look, let me calm down.
No, tell him, bro. Tell him, bro. Because this is wild.
So, Marcus, let me ask you: Do you think you should do it in the presence of people who are not black? Do you think they should witness it?
About them people. I don't give a fuck about them
All right.
people at
So
all. No.
I say this: I don't think that they should say it at all. But at the same time, I feel like they shouldn't even witness it. That's not, if it's not for them, it's not for them, right? So like I did a whole listen, I did a
you hear me?
I did a whole web series, right? And because I realized that there were going to be other people watching it, that was the one word that I banned, because I'm like, nah, that ain't for them. You know what I'm saying? I'll literally ban that word. If somebody said it, I did the takeover. It was as simple as that. I don't think it's for them. If we want them to stop it, then and you want to say, yo, listen, you can't say that, whatever, then they shouldn't even hear. They shouldn't hear us say it then.
Bro, they not
whatever we do.
Mark, Trevor,
it don't matter if they're oblivious to it. It's not about it being oblivious to it.
Always,
but if we want to take it away from them,
they've always known they couldn't say the word. That's why they don't say it. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to convince
who don't say it?
White folks. They don't say that shit around.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't. White folks. Most of the people on this panel said that they have never been called a nigga to their face.
No, I've never been called one. No,
unless the white person felt safe enough to use it, i.e., they were the police who had power over you, or they was around a bunch of other white people who didn't think you would do something about it. For the most part, they understand that they can't say the word, and we say it. So why is it that we shouldn't have to?
Mine was a hard R at the end, so
yeah.
She got.
Hold on, go ahead. Ariel was trying to say something real quick. Go ahead, Ariel.
I was just gonna say I've heard white people use it like to explain a situation, like what a black person said. I've heard that. I've never been called it, but they have said it in my presence. I've heard that before.
I ain't never had that happen to me.
And then even in the comments when I was looking at some of the videos, like I think you'd be surprised how much that word gets thrown around. I haven't heard it too much. I don't think I really hear it, but does it happen? I'm pretty sure it happens more often.
Yeah, online, a lot of white folks feel safe to say it online because
not online. I'm just talking about at bars. It doesn't have to be necessarily online, but if you're out there in the real world, like they're loosely throwing that word around.
Who, white people?
Yeah.
I've never, unless you in a country bar where they don't encounter many black folks, that is not a thing that I've seen. They normally do it when they're safe, when they feel safe.
So I'll say this for sure. Like there's a lot of people who are like even Asian or Latino who will absolutely feel comfortable saying it. That's an entirely different issue, right? So white people I don't see say it as much, but other races they absolutely use it a lot more. Not necessarily in a negative manner or like they're trying to get at you, but you'll definitely hear them say it, or they might even call you that.
Because they've been around people that appear to be black, American, but aren't actually, they're in America, but they're black. And then they be like, it's not that big of a deal. They be around them and then they be okay. And they just keep saying it and they ingrain it in themselves. It's no black people that's black American that be like, hey, white people, call me a nigga. It's all good. And if they do, they goofy as fuck. They goofy as fuck.
I just think that I listen, I get the whole N-word and the gatekeeping. I just don't. It's just confusing to me. It's just
what's confusing?
I wonder when at what point in time what do we decide what's valuable to us to be unified on?
Bro,
I wish I could have. Hold on, let me finish. I wish I could have been in that meeting when black people said these are the things that we're gonna hold dear and gatekeep and be unified about. Because I would have been yelled out, hey, we probably want to be unified about money and putting that together and gatekeeping a strategy or a method on how to.
You remember when we did that and they came through and shot our leaders and they burned towns and did all that shit? Y'all be acting like history don't fucking exist. All of this conservative fool is fucking crazy.
That was an isolated issue.
They're not isolated issues.
It wasn't
There's
all
a
of
black
it. It
town
wasn't
under
all
Waco right now.
Those were listen, those are
they're not isolated.
Let me finish. Okay, we agree to disagree. Just so for the sake I can continue what I was saying. I've been in this world just like y'all. I know all the history. I done read books and all kind of shit. I heard about Black Wall Street. In fact, I even sent this shit yesterday about how they just dismissed the last case for reparations for the Tulsa incident. I understand all these incidents, but that still don't mean that just because we get a setback or we face a challenge or obstacle, we can't continue. Because once you have something that you gate, even though like the N-word, regardless of what happened, even in 2024, we're still unified in gatekeeping that. All I'm saying is there's other things that's more important that we can be unified on and gatekeep, you know, so that term won't even be effective.
Like what?
You know what I'm saying? But we can't even do that. I'm saying that's why I said I wish I was there when they decided what they want to be, what black people decided as a whole they wanted to be unified on. If it was me, I would have picked economics.
Like what? So economics, right? So you don't hear conversations about black people keeping the black dollar in the black community all the time. That's literally one of the top things that black folks say when we have our conversations with ourselves is how to keep the black money in the black community.
Nope, I hear more. I'm telling on the panels, I hear that, but in real life, all I hear is about you getting a Hellcat. Nah, I got a scat.
Come on, bro.
I promise you, bro. Listen,
you can't be
serious what I'm
saying,
but I'm just telling you what I see from my perspective. I don't see it as a whole, and I don't witness it as a whole.
Apparently, you're not in black spaces.
Listen, even millionaires and billionaire black people are not creating a narrative that, hey, look, what we're doing is instead of creating a big three league, or what we doing with this money, we gonna put this shit in here so we can create a trend amongst black people that, hey, look, we're going to have our own market. We're going to have our own stocks. We're going to have all this shit. And we're going to put our money in an area where it circulates throughout our community. I hear the conversations, but I don't see that being done. But I'm saying for us to be unified and take offense to the N-word, we kill each other all the fucking time.
Oh,
but
my God.
You know what I'm saying? We're not unified on that. We're not talking about black on black crime or none of that shit. I get it. People, I get the N-word thing and stuff outside.
Who is this dude, y'all?
No, I'm just saying. I'm just being real with you. These are the things that I think are important to also discuss. But we don't even talk about that shit.
That wasn't the topic, but we do discuss it.
That's like what?
That's why I said I understand the N-word term. I understand gatekeeping that, and certain people shouldn't say it, specifically white people. But I'm also saying that I wish we had the same amount of passion and the same amount of sense of urgency on other things that is more important as far as our community growth.
Where do you stay at?
I think you should change your circle.
I have changed my circle. My circle is the truth. What are you talking about?
Where do you stay at? Like what?
You know what you're saying is not true. Then
who?
If you've changed your circle and it's good, then you know what you're saying is
it's simply
just to
not
rile
true.
up the crowd. It can't be true then, Bruiser.
No, there's a lot of black brothers in my circle and they thriving. They doing the same. And they at the
So
same.
you know black people that actually do this.
that this
And
is
then you're gonna
happening.
sit here and get online and say it doesn't happen.
Listen, I didn't say, I'm not talking about some black people. I'm talking about all. You know how most black people are offended by it being called the N-word? I'm saying, what if all black people were offended by it? Damn, where was our money going every night, every Friday night? Our money ain't even circling around. Can you imagine the same amount of passion for that and the things that can trickle down after having that amount of passion and that amount of negative energy towards knowing that our money is not circling around in our community,
Bro,
but maybe in 24 hours and it's all gone?
That's literally at the top of any black space that you go in where we're having conversations about the black community. That's literally at the top of the docket in every last one of them. That's the top one. I gotta keep the money in the black community.
It can be at the top. It can be at the top, but the shit ain't happening. In 1860, white people own 98% of the wealth. 2024, white people own 98. I don't give a damn if it's at the top. I don't give a fuck if they tatted on their forehead. That we gonna try to, unless you go do the shit, it don't mean nothing. That's all I'm saying. And if we don't have enough passion about that, we don't have enough passion about it like we got passion about other things. And it ain't even got to be specifically the N-word. It's just other little bullshit that we participate in as a black people. We don't have the same amount of passion and energy towards building our community as a mass. It's all isolated and everybody separated. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to specific things like the term the N-word, it's a lot more people more joined on that. I'm not saying that people are right for saying that. I'm just saying I wish that we had the same energy.
You're simply wrong, bro. You're simply wrong.
Okay, well then we can agree to disagree.